So this is from Dana from Egan. What is your stance on parental rights regarding education? Will you support H.R. 5, the Parents' Rights Amendment?
Well, let me start with saying it's great to be in a library, first and foremost. It's fantastic. And it's great to live in Minnesota, because in Minnesota, parents have tremendous rights. If you don't like what your school district is teaching at the local level, you have the right to pull your child out of that lesson and get a substitute lesson and something different. So, yes, I support parental rights, exactly how we do it in Minnesota. The state creates the standards. The local schools have control. Last time I checked, most of my Republican colleagues didn't want the federal government to take over local schools. So I think the federal government doesn't belong in this discussion. We should keep it at local control. And in Minnesota, we're lucky. If you don't like what's being taught in your child's school, take them out for that lesson.
Or you get,
But I do think
or you get kicked out.
that it is really important that all students have the opportunity, should they choose, to learn about the full history of the United States of America. Our founders knew something, and they didn't know everything we know, because the word woman and wasn't in our
doesn't matter.
Documents very much at
Man is
all.
all inclusive.
But when our founders said that together we are going to march toward a more perfect union, making sure that everyone in our community is included,
Like colleges bringing
is
back
love.
segregation,
making sure that
or moving the
our
same direction,
communities
right?
understand, everyone in our community understands
I forgot.
that they belong in our community, and we're going to love them with kindness. That's the country, and that is the more perfect union that we're all marching toward. And I will just end my answer to say that it's an honor to march with every single one of you. End where I started with a big thank you to Chief Searle. Thank you so much. That we called home for nearly a decade. It's great to be back in Egan. And I'm just going to end with a few closing remarks, which is more of sort of a commitment to you. I didn't start with what happened to me in Washington, D.C. In fact, I talked about it a little bit on my last town hall. But my commitment to each of you is simply this. I commit to you to understand the complicatedness of all of these policy issues. You know, in the example that I personally experienced, I was attacked by a man, and I was his 13th assault. He was 26 years old, and the most time in a jail he had spent was between 10 and 30 days for each previous assault. This man also had 25 bench warrants out when he assaulted me. He's 26 years old. I was his 13th assault. It's clear, and we can all agree, that this person was not incarcerated long enough ever to rehabilitate or get him the help that he needs.
So why are the judges?
This gentleman was suffering and is suffering from mental illness, from addiction, and from homelessness. Addiction, homelessness and mental illness and public safety are all interconnected. And to be fair, the talking points that sometimes we revert to on each side of the aisle, people want to be safe in their communities, and we have to understand that. People deserve to be safe in their communities. But my commitment to you is that I will continue to understand the complexities of all of these issues at a level that I never intended to and didn't ask for, but at the same time that I'm ever more committed to continuing the work on all of these issues for the 2nd District of Minnesota. So thank you so much for coming tonight.